we're living in a time of awakening and great spiritual growth, and we need to realize that spirituality is a major part of growing technology and reaching a state or a sense of eternity, and just almost like immortality, so to say. Once you can remember your past lives and know that we've been here before and that we're going to continue to be here or be somewhere between here and the other realms, from our physical plane on up to the causal plane. Everything up to the causal plane, which the causal plane is where we're all basically God. It's where we're all God. And we all meet at one. And that's where we all become one, at the causal plane, at the very highest level of our consciousness is the causal plane. And that's where we're all one and where we're all are God. And that's where the oversoul lie, and the possessor of all of our incarnations. And all incarnations are here and now. However, in this third density physical reality that we are in, everything is linear to us, one moment after another. However, once we realize that spirituality is a major part of technology, we realize that death is just a transition. There's no such thing as the soul dying. The soul is energy. You cannot destroy energy. You can only transmute energy. So when a person, the body is basically, consciousness collapsed down into the physical bodies to have an experience to take home with source. And once consciousness is done with that body, the body goes back to the earth. It goes back to the ecosystem. So even the body don't die out. It's just energy recycled back into the ecosystem. And our souls go back home with source and decide its next mission, whether it goes into another incarnation or whether it stays in the spiritual realm and do other things, such as become a guide or whatever the soul decides to do when it reaches back up to the causal plane and gets back one with God. But one thing that I would call new spiritual technology, and it's not even new, it's been around forever, are like mediums. Because when we pass away, in the Akasha, there's always an essence of the incarnation that was here. The person that was here, there's an essence, and it's recorded into the Akasha. And that's, in my belief, my theory on how mediums work is they can still tap into the essence of that person that once were, even though the soul is moved on, even though because the soul is huge. The soul can handle thousands of incarnations at once. That's what the soul do. But also in the etherical realm, there is a soul essence from the person who lived, and that soul essence still remains, and that's how people can see, their family members after they have passed on, because that soul essence, that soul memory, still exists, and it kind of like it exists in the Akashic, in the etherical realm, within that electromagnetic grid of the Akasha, and that's how they can. That's how that part of that incarnation, on a higher spiritual plane, can still reach out to people, and that's how mediums can touch that individual, although the soul has moved on to its next mission. And mediumship is a form of spiritual technology. Also channeling. Channeling is something that's been around for a long time, but people are finally starting to pay attention to. Channeling is also another form of spiritual technology. But for people who's concerned about death and don't understand how death is just an illusion or death is just a transition, mediumship is a great form of technology. And mediums are, the jobs that mediums do is a great form of technology, a newer spiritual technology mixed with physical technology. where I forgot to say. That's why I made that face. But mediums are a form of new technology where people can reach out to someone who's passed on and realize that life goes on and death is just a transition. Well, I better focus on this road, you all. Peace and love and blessings to all. All have a good day.